Well, a difficult weekend for James Webb, and it doesn't seem to have ended well for you, James.
No, unfortunately, gearbox is stuck in first gear. It's in neutral, but we only got first, so bit of an end to a disappointing weekend. 5 punctures yesterday. I think we only had 3 clear runs without a puncture, and ended up having a maximum because we ended up with 2 flats. So decided to call it a day on the one run and came back in. Then on the first run today, another flat. Second run was clean, but then on the last run realised on a hairpin where we needed a reverse, it was stuck in first gear, and obviously needed a tow back from the marshal. So an expensive weekend in tyres and wheels. Had to borrow 3 wheels and tyres thanks to Bob Seaman, so we'll return those in a minute in case he needs them. But apart from that, an enjoyable weekend. But
we've been out on the stages and we've seen how the track's rutting up.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us a bit about what it's like to drive and what strategy you should take to driving through those ruts?
Yeah, not exactly sure. We did the all-wheel drive here back in June. We didn't, unfortunately, do the British here at the start of the year. And the all-wheel drive, obviously, a similar course, and it started to rut out then. So I thought it was probably going to be even worse this weekend. But there's not a lot you can do. There's obviously some rocks sticking out in the tracks, which some of them you can see and sort of pick your way around, but there's obviously a few that you don't see, which unfortunately must be where picking the punctures up, or unless I'm doing something drastically wrong, I'm not sure. But no, there's lots of it you can't really pick a route because the track is what it is basically, so you can't steer around the rough bits. But there's some quick bits, but it's obviously just the punctures that have defeated me this weekend. So
And the gearbox.
And the gearbox, yeah. So hopefully that isn't going to be too major a repair. So
We're likely to see you at Driffield?
don't know. I think tyres and wheels isn't a problem, but the gearbox unfortunately might be. So we'll have to.
Okay, well, fingers crossed, and if not, we'll catch up with you next season.
Right, thank you very much. Cheers.
Colin Gold in the Wildcat was putting in some good times, enough to see him in 8th place with just 3 runs to go. Despite a weekend full of punctures, Justin Birchall was still managing to stay in the top 10. 9th place at the moment, but with Tony Coyd only 5 seconds behind him in 10th spot. Gary Bartlett was just outside the top 10, a further 10 seconds back in 11th place. Greg McLeod followed in 12th place and was struggling with the conditions.
How was that run, Greg?
That is so slimy out there, it is unbelievable. Inside the forest now it's better than it is where the rain's getting to. It is just incredible, on the fast bits as well. I don't know where I am. It's been a lot of fun though.
We'll keep it on the straight and narrow anyway. Yeah.
Yep, we didn't get any punches that time, nor bent bumpers, so we're doing well that time.
You still enjoying it?
Yeah. He's doing a great job. He knows the course really well, and it really helps.
Right. All right. Catch you later.
Richard Green was having a mixed day, with some runs better than others, and after run 10, he was in 13th. Alan Wilkinson was having another day of mixed fortunes in 14th place.
How's that going out there?
It's getting very slippy now, with the rain, but it's a lot of fun.
Still keeping it on the straight and narrow, which is the important thing.
Yeah, very close at times, but it's great fun. Yeah.
Have you had any trouble with punctures?
This ripped a wheel off earlier on with a puncture, and nothing you can do about it, just drive back.
We'll speak to you later.
Thank you.
Martin Cox in his Tornado was putting in run times of around 12 minutes, which puts him in 15th place after run 10. After almost giving up at the end of day 1, and who could blame him, Martin Gold seemed to have got back some of his usual pace. Sadly too late in the day, and his Maserati was down in 16th place. Despite no longer running, James Webb had completed enough of the event to still be able to get a maximum time on each missed stage, so he was in 17th place after run 10. The Wildcat of Richard Hayward was close behind in 18th. Championship sponsor Paul Myers may have had a reliable car for the weekend, but it wasn't any different to the rest of the field when it came to tyres. A puncture on his second run of the day cost him time. 19th overall after run 10. And in 20th spot after his fuel problems was Dean Sutcliffe in the bowler. With only 3 runs left and a matter of seconds between them, Tim Dilworth and Richard Kershaw would be fighting until the end. Unfortunately for Dilworth, the end was about to come a lot sooner than he thought, with the steering breaking on a fast corner and the car crashing into a tree. This left Richard Kershaw leading the event by 10 minutes. Luckily, Tim Dilworth and Anthony Brinkman were okay after the accident, and we caught up with Tim afterwards.
Well, I'm pleased to report that Tim Dilworth is okay, as you can see. We have him here, and the car's back in one piece-ish. What happened?
We came up to a real fast left-hander in about 4th or 5th gear, probably doing about 70, 80 mile an hour, and the steering snapped, and I had no steering at all, and it was just a question of when the crash was going to happen then, around the left-hand bend. We're lucky because it didn't drop off into the trees, but we hit about a 3-foot round tree, and it stopped pretty quick then.
Did you manage to scrub off any speed on the way?
Yeah, we scrubbed a little bit off, yeah, probably we hit about 40, 50 mile an hour. It was fast enough.
Yeah, just a bit. Is Anthony okay as well?
Yeah, we're both okay. Just got a bit winded when I first got out the car. Struggled for breath a bit, but no, it's...
First reports were everything from sort of fiery wrecks to... but it's good to see you're okay. What does this mean for the championship, or at least for the next round?
Well, it all depends on how Richard goes on, really, to how we fare from here, so we'll see what the result is at the end of the day.
As a result of Tim's accident, everyone moves up a place. An unexpected move for Dan Lofthouse, who was surely thinking he couldn't improve on 3rd. Dan was 10 minutes behind the leader, but was holding his own with a 9-minute advantage over 3rd place. This didn't slow him down though, as you can see from his commitment through this fast section of the course, and he finishes the day in 2nd place with a lead of almost 12 minutes over 3rd. The man in 3rd place was Steve Smith, a great result for him in the big JRG Indy. He had shown consistency all day, but his result wasn't without its problems, hitting a tree on his 4th run of the day, but luckily no real damage and a good result for the team. A great drive from Colin Gold had also seen him get a good result, and 4th place in these conditions was just that.